Well, guys, it is story time once again. Just got off my construction job. Today is a good one for my Orange County days. Let me start this off by back in the day, 2000s, 90s. If you did anything, even smoke weed, shoplift, whatever, everyone who was about that life watched cops. And numerous times watching cops, I see someone in a high-speed chase throw a bag of drugs in the bag out the window, and the cops recovered it. So seeing that, I was like, look, if I ever get in a high-speed chase as a young kid, not thinking I would really ever get into it, I'm gonna dump the drugs out, because they can't pick up all the powder that falls out on the ground. Alright, so back in the day, I had a house around college years. I had a house in Huntington Beach, and I lived there with a couple other people. One of them worked, he helped program Adobe Photoshop. So it was like, career people. Huntington Beach is a place of lots of beautiful white people. There's people of color there too, some Mexicans and stuff. Everyone's got money because it's very expensive to live there. I live in a house, I'm young, I'm like college age, I'm having fucking parties. I don't care if my roommates don't like it, fuck them. They leave dishes in the sink. On Friday, Saturday night, I'm gonna have fucking 50 to 100 people over. Which, it sounds fucked up if you live in an area where that's not normal, but like in Huntington Beach, Isla Vista, in certain cities in California, every house on the street is having a party every Friday and Saturday night. It's one of the reasons to own a house in those areas. Like 2nd Street or 2nd Ave in Huntington Beach, it's right on the beach. That's where the U.S. Surf Open is. There's concerts there almost every weekend. Like, it wasn't like a house that there's no parties ever, or people don't party there and I just threw a fucking party all the time. Like, it wasn't like, let's equate it to you had 4 people over and your roommates don't like people coming over. That's more or less what it was. So they weren't even that mad. They'd come down and party too. Like my roommates who worked like, 6-figure income jobs, like career jobs. Anyways, I was working at a marijuana dispensary at the time. I had a lot of marijuana. Perks of the job, I'd get like a free 1/8 every day, plus my paycheck. Anyways, I'm having a party. One of my good friends, Paul LeBlanc, comes over. And these 2 chicks come over that one of them likes Paul, one of them likes me. And we're partying. Now it's like 2 in the morning and people start going home. They're like, oh, I gotta leave, I gotta, work on my house or do whatever tomorrow. I'm like, alright, yeah, well, I'm saying goodbye to people. Smoking the last little blunt of the night with a couple of other friends. And Paul comes up to me, he's like, yo, Greg, these chicks want to fuck, but they want coke. Like, you know somewhere we can get coke? I'm like, I think so, maybe. So I'm gonna hit my homeboy up. And like I said, there's parties at every house on this street. So fucking, I call my homeboy, I'm like, yo, where are you at? He's like, I'm on 2nd in Huntington Beach. I'm like, what the fuck? You're right by my house. He's like, yeah. I was like, I need like a half ounce of coke. He's like, soft. Yeah, got you, bro. But 1 sec. And I see him walk out of house like a few houses down. He walks down to me. He's like, yeah, I can get that, but we gotta go somewhere. I'm like, yeah, bet. So Paul has this red Honda Civic at the time. I think it was his first car, honestly. He'd only been driving it a few months. He didn't get his license until he was like 19, 20. like, we'll take my car. I had a Pontiac Grand Am GT, a little supercharged piece of shit. And I liked my car. It was more reliable than his Civic even. And it was way roomier. Especially for taking 5 fucking people. I'm like, alright, yeah, bet, whatever, let's go. We'll take your car, Paul, whatever. I'm expecting to be going, 15, 30 minutes away. Nah. We pile in this car. Paul's driving. My other friend, Ruben, is in the front seat, the Mexican cat. I'm in the back seat with the 2 chicks. And I bring like 2 grams of weed, thinking we'll roll a blunt on the way there, roll a blunt on the way back. And Paul just starts driving. He's like, yeah, head to the freeway, go this way, this way, this way. We're on the freeway for like 20 minutes. I just like rolled up the blunt and I'm waiting to spark it. And I'm like, yo, Ruben, where the fuck are we going? He's like, oh, we're going to Ventura. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? That's hella far. That's like hours. He's like, nah, it's the middle of the night. There's no traffic. It'll be real fast. I'm like, oh, fucking, all right, whatever, bro. Let's go. So we mob out there. This is a drive, bro. This is like a 2-hour drive right now. Hour 45 minutes. We mob out there. We smoke a blunt on the way. We're all chopping it up. We're all fucking, we've all been drinking too. Okay? Paul didn't really drink that much. He had a couple light beers. So he was all right to drive. He wasn't like swerving or nothing. And we pull out into Ventura, get off the road. There's like homies, like Serenos, Southsiders, outside in the street. It's like 4 in the morning now at this point. And there's tons of people outside on the street, all gangbanging. Here's a bunch of little white kids coming, from Orange County. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go bad. And we pull up to a house with people outside, all blue, tatted faces, fucking, the people really about that life. I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna look scared or nothing. I ain't scared. It's whatever. You can kill me. Let's beat me up. Take my chick. I don't know. What are you gonna do? It's not even my chick. I just met her tonight. It is what it is. I've been around these people my whole life. I'll tell the first time I bought weed story one time. That's a hilarious story. I'll probably make that my next video. Anyways, Ruben hops out. I hand him the money. And Coke wasn't that expensive back then. Especially if you're getting it straight from the plug like I was doing. I want to say I gave him like $260 for a half ounce of fucking fire Coke. So he goes in and it's been like 30 minutes and I'm like, what the fuck? So I call him. I'm like, yo, what's good? He's like, oh, there's just some problems, like, but I'm coming out like in a little bit. I roll up the other blunt. By this time, one of the chicks is asleep, the one that likes Paul. So Paul's like, man, I'm ready to go. Man, he keeps turning the car on, turning the car off, turning the car on, turning the car off. I'm like, bro, quit doing that. Like, these dudes are gonna fucking wig out on you, bro. We're on their block. Like, chill out, bro. He's like, all right, my bad. I'm trying to go home. Like, she's falling asleep. Like, this is fucked up. I'm like, bro, once we get the Coke, she ain't gonna be asleep. You're good, chill. Ruben comes out. And he's like, yeah, bet, like, he threw in some extra even, so, give some to me, I'm like, all right, bro, but, like, listen, I saved you the last little few hits of this blunt, but let me get shotgun on the way home so I can weigh some shit out. I'm gonna sell some, do some with the girls in them, and I'm gonna weigh your shit out. He's like, all right, yeah, that's cool. I'll sit by the girls. So fucking, he gets in the back seat, I get in the front seat. I didn't know where we were going. This is pre-GPS days, okay? And Ruben's trying to tell Paul, who's now kind of tired and pissed off at this point, how to get places. And Paul's like all angry and shit that his chick's asleep. We're in downtown Oxnard, Ventura, I don't know where we're at, but it's like a downtown area. Hella lights real close together, it's all grid. And I'm weighing bags of coke out by my feet at the floor of the passenger seat. And all of a sudden we pull up to a light, and there's a cop to like our right in front of us, about to go straight if we made a left where we'd go. And Paul's like, there's a cop, Craig, put the shit away. I'm like, bro, chill. All of a sudden a cop pulls up behind us, and we're parked at a red light. The cop in front of us that's heading perpendicular goes across in front of us, and once it hits the other side of the intersection, it's a manual car. Paul just drops the clutch, burns out through a red light. Immediately the cop behind us throws the lights and sirens on. I'm like, Paul, what the fuck? He's like, bro, I got startled, I don't know. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I'm like, make a right, I gotta get this out the car. All the little baggies I measured out, I fucking dump into the big baggie. And I'm like, make a right. He cuts right into a residential area. The cops right on our tail. I'm like, make the next left. He hits the left. I'm like, make a right, because there's a little turn into a cul-de-sac. We turn into the cul-de-sac. I dump the coke out of the bag, out the window. It all flies away. Then I flick the bag out. Cop makes the right. I'm like, go ahead and pull over. He pulls over. Another cop car, the other one, pulls up right behind him. Everyone in the car is fucking rattled to this point. I'm like, everyone shut up. Let me and Paul do the talking. You guys just along for the ride. We came to pick you girls up out here. Okay.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Southeast 432nd Street, McHugh Avenue.
The cops walk up to the window, and one's on my side, passenger side, the other's on the driver's side. They're like, yeah, what are you guys doing out here tonight? Like, oh, we just came to pick up our friends. And they're like, oh, really? You sure you're not out here to pick up cocaine? And I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck do they know? I'm like, no, no way. We're not here to pick up cocaine. You're crazy. I didn't say it like that, but I was like, no, sir. Like, we just came to pick up our friends. He's like, you're sure you're not here to pick up cocaine? I was like, what the fuck? Why does he keep saying that? How does he know? I'm like, no, we're not here to pick up cocaine. He's like, okay, hold on a minute. I gotta call my sergeant. I'm like, oh shit, bro. The fuck? We are cooked. Calls the sergeant. Fucking couple minutes go by, we're all sitting in the car still, and they're at their cars behind us, the cops. Sergeant pulls up in the SUV, they all get out. The sergeant comes up to my window, and he's like, let me see your ID. I give him ID. He's like, oh, bunch of white kids from Orange County. He's like, you guys could have got killed coming out here with large sums of money to buy drugs off these fucking gang members in the middle of the night. I'm like, we weren't here to buy drugs, sure. He's like, shut the fuck up, kid. I've been doing this a long time, and you're a fucking idiot. He's like, I'm gonna give you this opportunity. You guys are gonna fucking get in this, you're gonna stay in this car, you're gonna turn it on, I'm gonna follow you to the freeway, you're gonna get on your freeway and take your little fucking rich asses back to Orange County and not come back to Ventura ever again to buy goddamn drugs. I was like, okay, yeah, I bet. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm still thinking at this point, I'm like, how the fuck did it... Anyways, they follow us to the fucking freeway. We hop on the freeway. We get off immediately. We're still in Ventura, but we're out of gas. Pull off on the next exit. And it wasn't even like we got on the freeway up to speed. We get on the freeway and there's another, like, immediately at exit. So we pull off at the next exit, and no one else has any fucking money. I paid for all the coke. I brought all the weed. I'm the only one with a job. I'm working at a dispensary at the time. I get out to pump the gas. You want to know how they knew that we had coke, or that we were there to buy coke? All in the area, in the window, right here on the outside, and all down the side of the car, because the coke was super fire. It was still like wet from being washed. There's cocaine just stuck all in the side. And the girls were like, oh, we didn't get cocaine. Why'd you dump it out the window? I'm like, bitch, you would have got we would have all had felonies right now unless you snitch. And if you snitch, I would just oh my God, you'd be dead. Like, Ruben's like affiliated. You'd be dead, bitch, if you told. And if no one takes the blame for it back then in California, you all get charged with it. That's what I was saying once the cops were following us. But once I found this, I see it, and I'm like, I don't tell anybody about it. I'm pumping the gas, and I had little baggies. So I grabbed some little baggies. I grab a credit card out my wallet, and I start scraping coke off the side of the car into these little baggies. And I don't say nothing about it, but I thought it was so funny. It's all down the side of the car. The cops are like, we know you're here to buy coke. I'm like, no, we're not there to buy coke. We're just picking these girls up. Oh my God, must have looked like a straight idiot. I mean, I was a straight idiot back then. Anyways, we hop back in the car. Everyone's like, Paul, why'd you fucking run a red light with a cop behind us and in front of us, you retard? He's like, bro, I got startled. I'm like, you don't run the red light then, you just stay still, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you? Anyways, we're on the way back home, and when we finally get back, Ruben hops out and leaves. We walk back into my house. Our house is fucked up from the party. There's bottles everywhere and shit. Girl wakes up in the back seat. We start drinking a little more. And they were like, damn, it's like 6:45, 7 in the morning. The sun's coming up. We did all that and we didn't get any coke. I was like, well, and that's when I tell them, you want to know how the cops knew that we were there to buy cocaine? And they were like, yeah, how? Like, did they watch what street we came from? Da-da-da. I was like, no. There was cocaine all stuck down the side of the car, in the windowsill jam, everywhere in this fucking car, everywhere on the car. It was red and white, not just fucking red. And I was like, I got some coke. And I threw what was stuck to the car on the scale. Out of a half ounce, I got like almost 8 grams of it from the windowsill and the car. I barely got half of it out of the car and off the car. So yeah, they could have scraped that up and charged us, and that would have been serious. Like, LA County, felony charges, that's probably enough. I had baggies and scale in the car. It would have been bad. It would have ended very bad. But I had the coke. We did the coke. Before Paul and me got to take those girls to the bedrooms, the two girls, the friends, get in a fight, and they're like, hey, man. And Paul leaves with his girl. I think they did smash. I just took the girl home. She was like, oh, I can't believe my friend wants to fight me. She's crying and shit. I'm not a weirdo. Like, I really don't care that much. Like, if the bitch is having fun and wants to, suck my dick or whatever, we're all coked out doing our thing, yeah, great. If not, I'm not like pushing girls to do shit. I'm not begging. It's not that important to me. I'm about getting money. I've always said pistols over pussy and money over everything. I got a gun tatted on me. And it's just not top priority. If you got the money, you got the power, you got the respect, you'll get the bitches and all that other shit. But yeah, shout out to Lindsay. I won't throw her last name on blast. She was there. Super hot, super down bitch. She was super cool. Her brothers and mom were a piece of shit. Got her addicted to oxys. Shout out to Paul Blanc too, bro. You are the homie. Hit me up if you see this fucking story online. Next time, buying my first bag of weed at 12 years old. That's a fucking great story too. You guys are gonna love that one more than this one. I told this story horribly wrong. I need to make a script for these. I just record them. I work construction. When I'm done with the day, I have a 2-hour commute. I just tell this story the last like 20-30 minutes. That way I got something to like take my mind off it. The commute. Anyways, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. I'm about to tell some way better stories than the ones I've already posted, guys. Enjoy. Have a wonderful day. Think positively. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You know, I just got out of prison, had a bad drug habit, and I've been clean for 2.5 years. Out of prison for a year now. I got a car, motorcycle, a house. Well, I don't own the house, but rent a house. Fucking all these things that a felony on your record will prevent you from, you know, renting a regular apartment. You got to turn in 100 applications instead of 5 or 10. Jobs, you got to turn in 100 applications instead of 5 or 10. But don't let that felony conviction pigeonhole you into doing the same shit that sent you to prison. You can do the things normal people do. It just takes a lot more paperwork and a lot more no's before you get it done. And that's my good advice for the day. Anyways, love your faces. Until next time.